Ben, I want to get to the Billy Bob Thornton news of the day.
Yeah.
And I think the best place to start is, can you explain to me what Landman is?
So I watch Yellowstone, and I was worried that it was going to take a huge dip without Kevin Costner. And, then I think when he invested all that money in his 9-part movie epic, whatever.
How the West was won? I can't remember what it's called.
And it did so poorly right off the rip. Horizon. I think he regretted parting ways with Yellowstone, and him and the super producer. What's that guy's name?
Tyler Sheridan. Taylor Sheridan.
Yeah, Sheridan. I think he was. I think Costner was saying, "Hey, look, Sheridan, I need to do Horizon. And you need to tell me the dates that we're shooting Yellowstone." And Sheridan was like, "Dude, Yellowstone is the shit. Don't worry, we'll fill in all the rest of your schedule around Yellowstone." And so Costner's like, "Sorry, man, I'm investing all my money in this movie." And then the movie shit the bed, the first of 4. And then I think he wanted to get back on Yellowstone, and maybe Sheridan didn't call him back. I was worried that it was going to dip off without him. It's the same. It's pretty good.
Okay.
And when you're watching it, it definitely feels edgier than regular network TV. Like there's cussing, and there's some in one scene in the second episode, one of the guys rips a lady's panties off, and it's like, oh, okay, it's going down.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm hoping she wanted that.
Yeah, she did.
Okay, good.
And she was telling him, "Hey, you've won. You're the king in King's Feast."
Ah.
And so I'm like, okay, this is kind of edgy, for it. And I guess, okay, it
Did he go Ric Flair on a train on her, or what did he do? He feasted.
Yeah, he did. He did his work. It was Thanksgiving. And so and so the show itself, I guess Paramount Plus is like HBO or anything, right? You can do whatever you want. It's prison rules.
Yeah. And
so Taylor Sheridan or Tyler Sheridan or whatever, he has these formulas that he follows, and Yellowstone is like the apex of it, and it's hitting, it's working, and he puts himself in the show, and it's taking you to the wild, wild west. Well, he's got another new show, and it's called Landman, and it's got
Billy. The same universe as?
No, it's totally separate. It's current day, and it's about the oil business.
Okay. Okay. Oh, wow, that's very Jerry Jones.
So he spends a lot of time here. He spends a lot of time in Dallas and Fort Worth. He's tight with the Joneses. He's always in that suite. And so I guess he's part of the reason he's been spending so much time here is obviously the oil business is booming here. And so getting to learn about that so he could write Landman. And there's some big stars in it. John Hamm is in it.
Oh, cool.
Who is the lead female? The lead female. Oh, it's from the Brat Pack.
Ali Sheedy.
No, the main one.
Oh, Molly Ringwald.
No.
Demi Moore.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, Demi Moore. So it's Demi Moore, John Hamm, and Billy Bob Thornton.
Yes.
That's strong, dude.
So it's a strong cast, and I'm curious about the oil business. It's something I don't know a ton about. It's out here or whatever. And so, anyways, I have not seen it yet, but they're previewing the shit out of it during Yellowstone.
Okay.
So you're watching Yellowstone. They're like, don't forget a sneak peek of Landman next. And I'm like, shit, I'm always watching too tired. I'm always too tired when I'm watching it too late. But that said, there's 2 things we got to talk about. Second thing, don't show this picture yet. We got to talk about Billy Bob Thornton's style.
Okay.
But before we get to that, there is a scene from Landman that's going around the internet.
All right.
And I bleeped it. I bleeped it twice.
The internet?
I bleeped it twice. And it's like they put this out there. It's their show on Paramount. Paramount Plus. I didn't know you could even say this word, but they did say it. And it's so crazy. So Billy Bob Thornton is talking to his daughter, and I guess he's a bad father, and he's finally checking in, and he wants to talk to her and have the talk about sex, and he's worried about how he's going to have this conversation. And she says something that's outrageous that I want to be very careful with. And I can't believe we're being more careful with this on YouTube than they are on Paramount Plus.
Which is why we should just go ham. Like we should be fine.
All right, just here it is.
You having sex?
Daddy,
Well, I had to ask,
of course.
and that's what I get for asking. Are you being careful?
Yeah, we have a rule and we stick to it.
I'm gonna regret asking you this, but what is this rule?
As long as he never in me, he can me or on me.
God, what? Look at that look.
That's amazing. Man, I think that's what you're supposed to do is promote safe sex.
I'm
So,
like,
so does I was also noticing the background. Does Landman take place at Varsity Blues?
yeah. What's totally crazy about that? I watched Varsity Blues last night.
Oh, how good was it?
This wasn't good.
Like the movie or the entire TV series?
Well, that's different. The TV series is called something else.
Oh, okay.
The movie Varsity Blues is an entirely different thing. And
Okay.
oh man,
So that girl, here's the deal. Here's how you can feel better about that. That girl's probably 25 in real life. It reminded me of the gal in Ozark. The daughter in Ozark.
okay.
I'm looking at a 10-second clip, but that's whoever that
Okay.
actress is reminded me of that actress from Ozark.
I have never heard such aggressive writing, such an aggressive script in something like I've never seen that. Really, you don't ever run across that word being used, and they used it twice at a high school football game in a super quick machine gun fashion. I'm like, man, this is so, I mean, hell, is this real life for somebody out there? I don't know. I would never want to be in that conversation, but I love the look on Billy Bob Thornton's face.
Yeah, I mean, clearly, if you want to soft pedal it for family, you should say finish.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's a good safe sex conversation, man. They're not safe sex, I guess. Pregnancy preventative. Look at that.
I love Billy Bob Thornton. I think he's a great actor.
Dude, he is one of my favorites. And if he's in something, I'm immediately interested in it just because of his presence.
I saw, who was he married to that was so hot?
Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, I saw a video of them, and I've seen this a million times, but there's some video of them where they're just going to an award ceremony, and she is all over him. She's at her peak hotness, and they're like, what do you guys are so in love, like, what is the deal? And she goes, we just had sex in a car, and we're going to go have sex again. And I saw somebody go, how did Billy Bob Thornton make her feel that way about him? And hey, he's good, man. He's such a stud. He's a brilliant actor. He's always got that same dry sense and style. And lately, I've seen him pop up with a strange look. He's got a new look. In theory, I don't know if you have the TikTok too, but just show the pictures here. This is a look that he's now throwing down when he does interviews. He's got the hat underneath the toboggan. What would you call that?
Toboggan or Scully. Well, probably
Scully
toboggan.
winter
Yeah.
hat. He's got that underneath, and then a regular. What kind of hat is that on top? It's
That looks like some sort of fedora styled hat.
Like he's going double hat. He's going hat on hat action. And do you have the other pictures theory there also?
Wait, hold on. Can you go back to that other picture right quick? Is his loop earring going through the toboggan?
Yeah.
Or is that even attached to his ear?
It looks like he's got, oh yeah, that might just be through that.
I feel like I'm looking at a Steve news story.
It might. Does he have a fish hook there? Is he trying to catch a fish? Does he dip his ear in water? And if you go to the other one, you can tell it's more prominent because they're two different colors, but that's just what he's been rolling out. Do you have the TikTok I sent you as well?
By the way, everyone's telling us, and they're correct, that is a beanie.
Okay. If he doesn't have the TikTok, I can just explain it. So I saw this look, and I'm like, man, this is one of the worst looks ever. And I'm like, this is shockingly bad. But I like him so much. And, hey, he's being original. He wants to have his own style. It definitely stands out, but it is so odd. And anyways, I stumbled across this TikTok where this lady is interviewing him for TMZ. she's like, people are wanting to know about your style. And he's like, oh, thank you very much. And here we go. Okay. He cranked that volume.
Right.
Oh, thank you.
I just saw your interview and you said that you are a hippie at heart, but we're gonna be honest. Some people online were wondering why are you wearing two hats? Tell us about.
It's a hat on a hat. Yeah, that's right.
So, what do you say to the people that might be judging your style with two hats and asking why you might be wearing two hats?
First of all, I don't do it in the warm weather. Only in cold weather. And also, it's just kind of a thing I saw a friend of mine do years ago who was in a band, not a famous person, just a person. And I thought, you know what, I like that. So I just started doing it.
All right, there you go. That's enough. So I don't know if you guys could hear that, but he said she kind of blindsided him with it. She complimented his style. Then she said, everybody wants to know why you're doing that. Mm-hmm. And he's like, it's kind of a hat on a hat. And I don't do it in the summertime. I only do it when it's cold.
This has been another Iron Balls production.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yep.
And so she said, or he said, there was a band one time, and this guy in the band, it wasn't a famous band or anything. He did it, and I kind of liked the look, so I did it. And I was like, you know what? Pretty good answer. Do your thing, Billy Bob.
Yeah, I would. What I would say about all that, a couple things. Number one, I never realized a beanie is considered a hat, but I don't know what else it would be. Like, in other words, you'll see some people put scarves on their head. Is that considered a hat? I think it's kind of akin to that. And when he says, I only do it in the cold weather, I think that kind of underscores the thing. The other thing is that in my experience, and then obviously seeing, pictures out in the world, but also just being around studios and stuff, musicians dress differently. And they also dress, honestly, kind of impractically. There was a really funny conversation I remember the Hardline had about, I don't know, a decade ago, where they were talking about, what does Lenny Kravitz wear when he goes to the store? Like, if you are projecting a certain attitude and fashion within your discipline, whether it's music or acting or whatever, it's usually like completely affected. And so it's hard to just like put on a t-shirt and sweatpants and go to 7-Eleven because, wait, look, it's Lenny Kravitz in the wild, but he doesn't look like Lenny Kravitz. He looks like a normal guy. What happened to him? And so, like Billy Bob, we had him on the show to promote what were they called? The box cutters.
Yeah.
And, he fancies himself band man. What he looks like to me, Ben, is he looks like a mixture of Steven Van Zandt. Most people probably know him from The Sopranos, but, he was a huge part of Bruce Springsteen's career growing up in the 70s and on into the 80s. I always remember him as the guy behind the Sun City song, which was huge when we were in high school. He looks like a mixture of Steven Van Zandt, who that guy looks like a New Jersey pirate, mixed together with Corey Feldman. If you took their two styles and mashed it together, that's what Billy Bob Thornton is wearing in those clips.
Yes, it's very odd. It's shocking. I don't love the look, but I'm an old man, dude. I wear vests. I'm not the target demo. I see what a lot of guys are wearing to NBA games, and it was like, every once in a while, who's the dude that we wanted to come here from Washington, but he didn't want to come here?
Kyle Kuzma.
Yeah, Kuzma will. He'll dress like a traffic cone, and I'll be like, man, it ain't for me. But then again, I remember my dad mowing the lawn in like black business socks and New Balance, and I thought how square he was, and that's me now. I mean, I'm older than he was at that point, and I wear sweater vests or vests. I would never wear a sweater vest. That's taking it too far. I'd wear a bulletproof vest or a golf vest.
I think a knit sweater vest would be dope.
I should start wearing bulletproof vests.
That'd be sick. By the way, shout out to Chuck, who clearly has it right. A beanie is a head glove.
Yeah.
It's not a hat.
Yeah.
It's a head glove.
I feel weird attacking anyone else for their fashion just because I'm not fashionable, but that's a weird look. I mean, I've been on the earth 54 years. I've never seen anyone wear a beanie with a fedora on top of it. I have seen, to your point, the scarf with the fedora on top of it.
Right.
And so he's just kind of going in that direction. But with the built-in loop fake earring in the cap, that's very odd.
Yeah, that was crazy. I don't even know what to describe what that actually was.